Modi.
Narendra Modi is only the second Indian leader in the country's independent history to come back to power for 3 back-to-back terms, a feat Modi and his party are celebrating as historic.
देशवासियों ने भाजपा पर
Indians have reposed their faith in my party and its allies. This victory is a win for the world's largest democracy.
But this is far from the result that Modi had aimed for or what exit polls had predicted. He had set his cap on winning a super majority, 400 out of 543 seats in India's parliament. Indian voters not only denied Modi that, but he and his party, the BJP, did not even win enough seats to cross the halfway mark of 272. For the first time in his political career spanning nearly 3 decades, Modi is being forced to work with allies who are demanding high cabinet posts and a say in how parliament is run. These are smaller regional parties who've only won 28 seats, but their support is the difference between Modi being in power or not. Critics say the election results have shattered the idea of Modi's invincibility and his carefully crafted image of an exceedingly popular leader.
Modi likes people he likes people certainly in India, but also outside the country, to view him as a strong, confident, definitive can-do type of leader. And I think it will be difficult for him to assume, I think it's less likely, at least initially, that the world will look at him in that way, just because I think that everyone knows exactly what happened. I mean, this is a leader who had never really suffered any major type of electoral setback throughout his entire political career, going back to his time as chief minister in Gujarat. So, I think that perceptions, global perceptions of Modi as a leader may change.
The election results have also given the opposition its strongest mandate in decades. Relegated to the margins in Indian politics and inside parliament for the last 2 Modi terms, opposition parties won 232 seats this time. These 24 regional rivals came together to form an anti-Modi alliance in the face of arrests of opposition leaders, a crackdown on their funding, and an unofficial boycott by local media.
I think the country was waiting for a strong voice counter-narrative. The country didn't have a counter-narrative through the media. So I think the country needed somebody to articulate its angst, its issues.
This was one of the most divisive elections India has seen in decades. Prime Minister Modi faced allegations of whipping up anti-Muslim rhetoric, which his party denies. He accused the opposition of wanting to prioritize the welfare of India's minority Muslims instead of the majority Hindu population. But Modi's majoritarian Hindu nationalistic politics didn't find a mark with many voters. Data shows his party lost most of the constituencies where he made these comments, including the constituency where he inaugurated a controversial Hindu temple built at the site of a raised mosque with much fanfare. Most surveys found that many voters were worried about the high rate of unemployment in the country, the cost of living crisis, and the widening income gap between the country's rich and the poor. Issues the opposition spoke about in its campaign speeches, but not Prime Minister Modi. And for the first time, Modi will face more accountability on these issues inside Parliament as well. Neha Poonia, SABC News, New Delhi.